lot of regret. But did you hear what he said? I want to see you pull those notes out of your pocket and show them to me. He's talking about suicide notes. You know what we decided as a band? Just like that day in Ontario, we decided to pretend that every school we went to, that there was somebody in the audience who was about to take their life. Take it that seriously. Guess what? As of yesterday, right here in Winnipeg, St. John's School, we've had 205 students walked up to us in high schools and junior highs, pulled suicide notes out of their pocket as they're walking into the gym and hand them to us. 205 kids. Yeah, I hear you, that's a cool thing, except how sad is that, right? Kids are sitting with notes in their pockets in school. Police tell us on average somebody writes their note 2 to 3 months before they do it, waiting for somebody to push them over the edge or for somebody to reach out and say it's gonna be okay. Just be willing to do that. That's what we say, it's gonna be okay. If you have a voice in your head, maybe people in this room, you've got a voice in your head trying to take you out. Nobody told you it's gonna be okay. I had voices in my head trying to take me out, and look what I would have missed out on. I truly believe that those demons are trying to take people out because of the potential that they have. It's not because they're cursed, it's because they're gifted. 205 in person. How many on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook? Kids go home, rip up their notes or burn it and send us a picture. I can't tell you how many. On YouTube have made videos ripping it up and send us a video of it. The other day we're at a school and this woman comes up, a teacher, 55-year-old woman, gray hair. She said it's not just students. She opens her purse, pulls a note out of her purse. She's planning to take her life that weekend because of the way the students treat her. Kids hand us stacks of razor blades. Yesterday, I think I got 6 razor blades from students as they walk into the gym saying, yeah, I don't need this anymore. Every bracelet that I wear has been given to me from a student saying, I don't have my razor with me, but I want to give you this, just as a sign I'm going to stop cutting. Bottles of pills. One guy gave us 20 bucks saying, here. I said, you don't have to make a donation. He goes, don't worry. I was going to use that to buy some pills, some Oxy after the show. He goes, you're going to do something better with it. The kids, this is what they're doing. They're trying to distract from pain they have inside. And it might distract them for a little bit, but that's never fixed anyone's problem. I want to play you guys a song too. And in this song, you're going to see clips of that family and friends in this song. And you're going to see the results of them being willing to share their community's tragedy. Even some of the students tattooing the lyrics of this song on their arms where they used to cut. And one thing that you learn in AA, Alcoholics Anonymous, or NA, Narcotics Anonymous, this is what they teach you. If you've got a thief in your life trying to steal your life, this is how you win any battle. You say, just for today I will not cut. Or just for today I will not use. Just for today I will not drink. Just for today I will fight and I'll stay alive, and that's how you win any battle. So check out this, and again, you're going to see clips of them in this song. This one is called The Thief of Colors. can see what you guys are doing. You want to help your communities. You want things to get better. But one thing you got to remember, you're not going to be able to save everybody. Tragedies are still going to happen, but you can learn from those tragedies. I love that video that you guys showed there. Find some students that have done something. Be proud of those people. Step out and don't get too frustrated if not everybody turns their life around. Not everyone we've spoken to has turned their life around. You can't help everybody, but use every opportunity to just know you're doing what you're supposed to do. The fact that you guys are getting together, you all have the same why here. You want to help, right? You all believe in the youth of our country, right? We just got called to a school in BC and the principal said, hey, can you guys focus on drinking and driving a bit? I said, why? Did something bad happen? They said, no, we don't want any bad to happen. A lot of students are drinking and driving or smoking up and driving. We're like, all right. We set up our stuff in the gymnasium of the school, and 3 of the grade 12 students said, screw this. We don't need this message. They went into the parking lot of the high school, started smoking up and got completely high during our show. And then started pounding drinks, got completely hammered drunk. And while we sat in their school and talked about it, these 3 dudes got into a car and they ran over a 3-year-old girl and her mom at a crosswalk and killed them both. While we sat in their school and talked about it. And guess what? They don't need a presentation now. They're in jail for being manslaughter. When you talk to them, they don't care about the fact that they're in jail. You know what they care about? The memory of that 3-year-old girl's body flying through the air in front of their car. That's what they care about. You can't erase shit like that. And that's why we tell the stories, right? You don't have to, see, this is the thing. Sometimes we think it's good to go hit rock bottom, to see a tragedy, to learn a lesson. I don't agree. I tell my stories so other people don't have to get hit by something like me. Be willing to share your stories, the mistakes you've made, so people can learn from the mistakes of their parents, their brothers and sisters, my mistakes. That's why we share these stories. If I thought everyone had to hit rock bottom, I'd stop this tour right now. I'd get frustrated by stories like that of those grade 12 students. I'd stop saying it's not working. They have to hit a tragedy. I don't think that's the case, right? We can learn from each other. You can learn from my story, I can learn from your story. We just did a show in Edmonton. We had our bus bar somewhere, went across the street for dinner, came back to the bus, and a guy walks up to me and he's crying, he gives me a hug, and I'm like, yo, what's up? He goes, you spoke at my junior high a couple years ago. I'm like, okay. He goes, I thought it was cool, I liked the music. He goes, but I wasn't going through anything tough. But a year later, his mom and dad both died in the same month, going through a tough year. He goes, I didn't know what to do. Then I remembered everything that you said in that presentation. Pain doesn't go away, but neither does the strength. I've been waiting a long time to thank you. And that's why we tell the stories, that when the kid gets to that tough day, they know I've got the strength, I can get through this. Actually, we're unsure if can we play one song that's a little bit louder? Is that okay with you guys? Yeah? And I want to say that because I want to show you this one, because there's a guy who saw us years ago do a show. His parents, both alcoholics, went through a nasty divorce. His friends are all getting involved with gangs. He didn't know what he was going to do, but then he's like, man, I want to tell my story like that. Started playing music, toured with us for a little while. And guess what? We just found out he just won Best Aboriginal Artist of the Year at the Western Canadian Music Awards. He's on his own tour. Isn't that awesome? Yeah. And those are things. It's okay to celebrate that. It's okay. There's still going to be tragedies, but celebrate. Be proud of those people that are making those steps, you know? And you know, one thing that we wrote this song about too is we were playing at one school. And this guy walks across, I guess he was being bad, this student. So as we're setting up in the gym, all of a sudden the gym door swung open and one of the teachers yells out, just for that, you have to help those guys set up their stuff. And we looked at it, like, why is that a punishment? Like, do we smell bad, right? And he's walking across the gym floor, he lives in a city that plays us a lot on the radio, so he gets closer and he looks up at me, he's like, oh, you're Rob. I'm like, yeah. He goes, I just heard you on the radio. I was like, cool. And the rest of the time he's helping us set up this, all he do is like this, dude. Dude, I was like, yeah. He's like, you've got to take me on tour with you. I was like, yeah, probably not. He's like, no, seriously. Dude, I'll do anything, man. I'll put up your speakers, I'll clip your toenails, man, I'll do anything, right? And we did the show, and he went and sat on the gym wall behind our screens in the gym. He didn't listen to any of our stories, didn't listen to any of our songs. He just said, I want to go on tour with you. And about 3 months after we went to school, he writes us online, he goes, hey Rob, after you left our school, I got arrested. And then I realized them the other day, when you guys came to our school, you were trying to talk to us, weren't you? I said, yeah. He goes, I didn't listen to a word you were saying. He goes, crap, why didn't I listen to you? Now I have to see it for myself. He goes, come quickly, I don't know what to do. So I flew out to see him, he was a wreck. He goes, man, why didn't I listen to your stories? Why did I have to see it for myself? Why are we like that? But did you see what happened there? I made myself available to him originally, 3 months earlier. I wanted to help him, right? He didn't listen, and I couldn't force him to. And then 3 months later, he makes a mistake. Who does he call? Somebody that he knows is willing to help, right? And even though like this, we wrote this song, but man, I want you to see the guy playing guitar for us is that guy I was talking about, and he's on his tour right now. Actually, you guys may know him. His name is Don Amaro. And but check out this song we wrote about him. This song is called Quickly. Yep. That wasn't too loud for you guys? You guys are okay? Can I tell you guys a really cool story? This one older couple saw our last show of the year 2 years ago. And they walked up and they said, "You guys don't charge any money for this?" We're like, "No, you know what, for the most part, schools don't have a budget for it and stuff." So we just decided we're gonna go out and just go through it. And they said, "How do you pay the bills?" We're like, "Something cool always happens. We get a donation or something." We finally got our charitable status from the Canadian government and stuff. And they said, "Well, we'd like to make a donation to you guys." And we said, "That would be awesome," because that day we found out we're $180,000 in the hole on this tour. So they said, "We're gonna go home tonight." They said, "We're not gonna talk all night. In the morning, if we have the same amount on our hearts, we'll donate it to you." Like, all right. So they went home. They didn't talk all night, like a good married couple, right? In the morning, she comes down the stairs and she goes, "I don't think we're supposed to give them any money." He's like, "Me neither." She goes, "I think we're supposed to buy them a new tour bus." He's like, "Me too." That's not what they sounded like at all. I don't know if anyone saw it, but Ty, can you put a clip up there? They flew our crew to Nashville, Tennessee. They bought this bus, put our logo on it, and said, "Never stop doing what you're doing." Guess what? You don't buy buses like this. Even the big artists, they just rent them. The last person that rented it for her tour was Adele. Before that, Chris Brown. Before that, Tim McGraw. That thing has 12 flat screen TVs inside. What? That's just crazy. And they just bought it because they said, "We want to be a part of this." They only had one request. You know what the one request was? That we never say who they are. They just want to do it anonymously. Isn't that awesome? And then can I tell you another cool story? Yeah, right? And I'll tell you another cool story. In fall, we got asked to go do a show up on Reserve up north. There was a flying home, we couldn't get there on time with the bus. But they went through a tragedy, asked us to come. We didn't have $1 to do the show, but we always said we'd never let money stop us. So we flown Perimeter Airlines, they're the ones that fly up north, right? And we booked the flights, and then we got a call from the president. He says, you guys don't know this, but we came and watched one of your shows once, and we think what you do is awesome. Whenever you need it, there'll be a plane waiting for you, your crew, and your gear to get you wherever you need to go. What? That's just crazy. And that's the things, everybody's got a gift, and everybody wants to be a part of something that means something. Something that's doing something that actually matters, right? We pulled up last year, we were playing at this lockdown facility in Calgary. And we walked in, guess how many people were in lockdown that day? There was 5. There were 5 people sitting in front of us. Me and Johnny are like, this is super awkward. But we told them some of the same stories we're telling you guys, and guess what? This girl came up on stage. Every show we always pull somebody up on stage to perform with us. And this girl came up, her name was Maya. She sang a song for us that she wrote. This girl could write, she could sing. And you're gonna see in this video, she told me her story. She brought me to the place where they found her. She was laying down on the train tracks in Calgary. She thought she was useless. She was pulled off the track before she got hurt. She was put in lockdown for some of the stuff she had done. And we did the show, and then we heard from the staff that she started turning her life around. So you're gonna see in the video, we actually went back there a month later and we surprised her. We set up a portable studio there, right there in lockdown. And we recorded the song that she wrote. Johnny's a great producer, he produced it, sounded fantastic. And then guess what, guys? On May 9th, she turned 18. She was released from lockdown, and she asked if she could stay so she could help teach and mentor the younger girls who were still there. Isn't that awesome? And because of that decision, we recently did a free show for students at the Calgary Saddle Dome, and 22,000 people were there. And we brought her up on stage and she performed with us. You're gonna see that in the video as well. Week after that, we had a show at the MTS Center, another free one, just for students and stuff. 18,000 people. She had never been on a plane before. We flew her here and she performed with us, came to some radio interviews with me. And you're gonna see all of that in this video. From her showing me those train tracks, to her in lockdown, to her in front of tens of thousands of people. She always said she had demons in her head trying to take her out. I said, maybe it's because those demons are scared of you and the potential that you have. So watch this girl's story. We wrote this song about her. This one is called Shadows. Yep. You know what my favorite part of that story is? Is that just a few months ago, she was sitting in the audience just like you guys. We didn't work with her because she was suicidal. We worked with her because we found out she was trying to turn her life around. We wanted to help her do that. And one thing we decided as a band is we're not trying to change the world. We're trying to create world changers. Because we know there's a limit for us. We're only 4 guys. We travel around. But we've talked with over 900,000 people. Think of how many students are in a school. Enough to change their communities, their province, their country if you want. But it's got to start in every family, every community, every school. And that's what we tell them. And then we've seen tons of stuff. You know, we went to one school, and then we got a newspaper clipping sent to us a week later. It said, after the Robb Nash presentation, this is what some students did. They went to the staff and they said, we want to work together. And they got access to use one of the school buses from the school every lunch hour for a month. And they went around their community knocking on doors, asking if anyone has any used winter clothing. And they filled an entire school bus with used winter clothing, and they went handed it out to all the homeless people in their city. Isn't that awesome? And that's what we start to see as these students start to feel, man, I got significance. See, this is the thing. There's only one consistency that we've seen on every suicide note we've been given. You know what it is? The only consistency is this. They all say, I feel insignificant. Do you know what significance is? That's when your life impacts the people around you. But I think it's the opposite. I think these kids know they're significant. Like we have it inside of us that our life is supposed to impact the people around us. That's what significance is, when your life impacts people around you. I think these kids can feel they should be doing that. But to be honest with you, we've created a pretty insignificant society where we go to school, get a job, drink coffee, and retire. And the kids are going, this is it? And when they get the first taste, like that girl got the first taste of what it was like to write a song that could help somebody else, and now she's writing a program based on the stuff that she learned, and it's for that lockdown facility. Give these kids a taste of that stuff. It's amazing. And now here's the chance. You know, I said we got lots of people on our team. Here's the chance for you to become part of our team, okay? Ty, can you put up a clip of, this is Karen. She works for us. She's the one that books all the shows. She's based out of Calgary. She phones all the schools, arranges our whole tour. I want you all to write down that email address and that phone number. And if you'd like, we'd love to come do a free show for anyone who wants it. But I will say this, we have limitations. There's only so many schools we can do. We do about 150 shows in a school year. There's only so many we can do. One thing that we love, guys, is when we get to work together. Let's say this, all you communities, if you guys can bring your communities together, bring your young people together, we'll come there and we'll perform. We'll figure out how to do it. It takes us a little bit of time to find the money sometimes, so if you can help with that, that's an amazing thing. But you find the date, you get a venue for us, talk with Karen, and we're going to be there. And while you're doing that, by the way, if anyone has any questions for us, that's her number right there. If you text that number right there, she'll forward the text on to me if you have any questions. After this next song, I'll just answer some questions. If you guys are bored of us, don't text any questions. And we'll be out of here. But if you have any questions, you can text, and she'll text them to me, and I can answer any questions you have, and we're going to hang out afterwards too. But that's how we get to work all together. Because one thing, guys, I'll tell you this. I grew up in a small town in Manitoba, and I have a huge desire to help the small communities in Manitoba and around. And we've seen the need in the Aboriginal communities, and we want to help. We've been to a bunch, but we want more access. If you think what we do is we want to work together, that's all we want. That's why we agreed to come here. You know, and Joy saw us. How long ago did you see us, Joy? 3 months ago? And she said, will you guys come? And we said, yes. And we'll do the same thing when you guys call, all right? Can we play one more song for you? Is that cool? Okay. All right. Nice. They're waking up. That's like half of them like us already. That's pretty good. All right, do me a huge favor. During this song, don't watch us. Watch the screens, okay? By the way, the guy that made all the videos that you're seeing today, he first saw us at an alternative school in Vancouver, and he walks up and goes, does anyone film what you guys do? We're like, no. He goes, you mind if I do? We're like, all right. We had no idea who he was. Then we got an email. We got to our bus, we Googled him, and we found out he's a freestyle, and we know him in Hollywood movie. Recent films, he was one of the producers of The Da Vinci Code, I, Robot with Will Smith, Blades of Glory, Will Ferrell. He's doing all these big movies. He goes, I like what you said, Rob. Everyone knows what they do and they don't know why. He goes, I know what I do and I'm not sure why. So he goes, I'd like to leave what I'm doing. I want to follow you guys and film the work that you do. Because guess what, guys? Emmy Awards don't do it for you, neither does money. So he followed us in. I want to show you this one because this happened in Manitoba, just outside of Winnipeg. We're called to community to go to an alternative school. There's only about 15 or 20 students there. All of them arrested, kicked out of the regular schools. You're going to see as we walk in, all 20 students are sitting there like this. screw you, Robb Nash. Don't tell me I got a gift that I got purpose. I'm the baddest of the bad. And you'll see in the video when they're done giving me the finger. We all sat down, and I just shared my story with them. You'll see in the video. And then they started sharing their stories with me. You see that? I was willing to share my story, share it. Willing to be vulnerable, they start talking to me. And I was like, guys, get through this. They've been through some tough stuff. I said, if you're going through hell, why would you stop there? That's a pretty stupid place to stop. If you're going through hell, get through it because somebody out there needs your story. I said, in fact, what if I came back in a few weeks and we wrote a song together? They were like, seriously? Yeah. You're going to see me come back in 2 weeks. I wanted to show them how we all have different gifts, so let's put them together and write a song. So you'll see in the video, I said, who wants to write the words of the song with me? 4 of them raised their hands because they love writing poetry. I said, cool, we'll write the words together. I said, who wants to learn drums? Someone raised their hand. So guess what? We got drum sets donated from a local company. And gave them the drums, and Johnny taught them how to play drums. We said, who wants to play guitar? Someone raised their hand, so we got guitars, and they taught them guitar, bass, singing. But some people didn't like playing music. I saw them sitting back going, I'm gonna get left out. I said, hang on. I said, who likes working on computers like Tyler? Someone raised their hand, so guess what we did? We brought in computers, and we showed them how to record the music into the computer, do all the editing, you know, like GarageBand stuff, right? I was like, let's take it further. I said, let's make a CD. I said, any of you girls ever want to be the model on the front cover of a CD? This one girl timidly raised her hand. She goes, I've always wanted to be a model. This girl's off the street. She had never worn makeup once in her life. Never worn a dress. But she said, I've always wanted to be a model. I said, cool. I said, who wants to learn how to do her hair and makeup for the photo shoot? That's all stuff that you need on your team when you make an album, right? This is not natural. So I said, who likes cutting hair? Someone raised hands. So guess what? We called up the local hair and makeup college in Winnipeg called Capelli Academy. And we brought them all there, and you can see it. They all got makeovers. 5 of them got to learn hair and makeup college for 5 days. And then guess what? The college offered one of the girls a $20,000 college scholarship to go there for college. As long as she got through her program, right? And then we said, who wants to become a radio DJ? Behind the scenes stuff in the music industry. Some of them raised hands. We brought them to the Academy of Broadcasting College to become a radio DJ. And they gave one of them a $15,000 scholarship to go there. And then this girl is all done up, she looks beautiful, and I said, who likes taking pictures? Some of them raised their hands. We brought in a professional photographer, showed them how to do the photos. And you guys know on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, you can take your picture and do cool designs on it and stuff, right? You guys have heard of Facebook and Twitter, right? You all sit down. What is this Facebook he speaks of? So I said, who likes designing their pictures? A couple of them raised their hands, they're like, we do, but how are you going to use that? Guess what we did? We brought in the company that designs our CD covers. So those students took the picture of our model from the photo shoot, and they used it, and they designed the CD cover and everything inside. And then you'll see in the video, guess what? We flew to the old studio that we had when we had our record deal, and I walked in, and all our producers were sitting there from Los Angeles and Vancouver, and they did not like me very much, because I ripped up that record deal. But then they asked the important question, which is, why? Why did you rip up that record deal? So I told them why I did it. They said, that's why you did it? I said, yeah. They said, we don't care that you don't have a record deal there. We want to be on your team. We want to record your new stuff free of charge. So we finished the recording. We flew back, had a party with those students at the end of the year. And they're like, we want to hear our song. We haven't heard it finished yet. So you guys want to hear it? Yeah. So we had it all queued up at the big rock station in Winnipeg. First time they ever heard their song was on the radio. The DJ's like, this is the new song by Robb Nash. He wrote this with the students in this school. So-and-so did guitars. And they're all like, our song's on the radio. And we play this everywhere we go. And so many people are impacted by their students. And guess what? So are some of the teachers, because they wrote this song to their parents and to some teachers. They said, whenever I walk into a room, all I ever hear is, oh, here comes that trouble child again. Oh, here comes that trouble child. They said, nobody ever hears me cry. That's why I scream. But I want you to watch 2 things in this song. Watch the words that they wrote, and second, watch their faces. Like I said, when I walk in, they're all saying, screw you, Rob. Watch the smiles on their faces by the end of this song when they figured out they had the strength to get through their tragedy right here and that their story can help somebody else. So check out this song that they wrote. This one is called Trouble Child. Yeah. Never saw myself divided. Here I am, standing shattered all alone. You might be thinking I'm see the difference on their faces from the beginning to the end? Could you see that? Normally 30% get through that program. That year 100% did. It wasn't because of us. It's because they found the strength right here. They realized their story could help somebody else. And they've been through some tough stuff. One girl, she told me her parents died in car accident when she was 2 years old. She was raised by her grandparents, and her grandparents like beat and abused her real badly. So when we started that project, she had this real bitterness and anger towards old people. Guess what she's doing now? Yeah, she works at an old folks home. Yeah, that's awesome! This other girl, she goes, I know what my purpose is now. I'm like, what is it? She goes, I'm gonna be a stepmom. I was like, you mean a mom? She goes, no, a stepmom. Then I asked the important question, which is, why? She said, because I've had good stepmoms, I know how they've affected me. And I've had bad stepmoms, I know how they've affected me. She goes, I'm going to be the best damn stepmom ever. See how she flipped that around? And some people think that going through a tragedy is good for you. It makes you better. The Kelly Clarkson song, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger? That's so stupid. It doesn't automatically make you stronger. There's thousands of people. They're going to go through a tragedy today. They're not going to be better on the other side automatically. But if you make the choice, you can turn it around, but it takes a choice, right? Like, I'm a good example. The other day we're on a radio interview and the DJ goes, well, Rob, it's kind of good that you got hit by that semi, isn't it? I'm like, what are you talking about? No, it's not good to get hit by a semi. He goes, yeah, but look what you've done with it. I said, but the semi didn't make me do it. He goes, but if you could go back in time, you'd do it all over again, wouldn't you? No! I would never go back and get hit by a semi again. It didn't make me a better person. Here's the proof. For a year, I did not want to be alive because of that accident. Could I still be sitting at home angry about stuff that's still wrong with me? Yeah. Stuff you guys can't see. A few months ago, they broke open my chest, put a metal plate in my chest. Still putting me back together from that accident. By the way, if you're keeping track, that means I have a metal head and chest. By 2016, I'm not really fully bulletproof. You know that song, Titanium? Came out a year ago, like, I'm titanium. When that came out, I was so mad. I'm like, dang, why didn't I write that? Another thing you guys can't see in that accident, I lost the feeling in this arm, this hand, these fingers. I have no feeling. I have a little bit of feeling in my thumb and my index finger, and I have to hold a pick or a pen. But I have no feeling in this arm. You know that tingling feeling? When you're sitting on the toilet too long, your legs start to tingle? You all know what I'm talking about. That's my arm right now, I can't feel. It's hard to play guitar when you can't feel. So could I be sitting at home angry about that? Yeah. But I even started healing physically when I put my efforts towards helping others, because I'm not here for me. I'm here for other people. You're not here for you. You're here for other people. Nobody ever told me that. I literally started healing. It was crazy. Bam! Let me see if anyone has texted. And then I do have a couple things to tell you guys too. Your story reaffirms that I need to get out the message out to young boys and men. I'd love to hear what you think over coffee. Done. Ned. One question. You guys are awesome. But did you all get that number? You're all taking that down? Because I want to hear from you guys, okay? That's huge. I want to work with every one of you. And like I said, we'll figure it out. We're booking solid into 2016 right now, but we've left openings just to be able to work in your communities, okay? So if you can work together with us, it takes us a little while to raise money sometimes, so if you can help us with that, that's huge too. Actually, Tom's here with us today. If you want to talk about any of the things on how to get things booked and stuff, again, he's right over there. You can talk with us. I'm a really tall guy. My whole crew, if you have any questions, you can talk to us. But you know, I just want to say this. I think this is awesome. When Joy asked if we could come, it was a no-brainer. I think it's very cool that you guys believe that we can make a difference. We believe in the youth. So many people are so quick to look at our youth and point at them. But guess what? Every one of those kids has a gift. You want to know what one of my favorite stories is? True story. An 8-year-old girl was getting in a lot of trouble at school. Her parents were called in and the principal said, "We don't want your daughter here anymore." The parents sat in the principal's office with this 8-year-old girl and listened to this principal talking about how useless this girl was. She couldn't sit still. She's distracting the other kids. She can't learn properly. There's something wrong with her. To give examples, I'm going to bring everyone in, every teacher, to give examples of how useless your daughter is. And everyone came in talking about this girl. She was devastated. But then one person came in and asked the parents, "Can I talk to you in the hallway?" So they walked out into the hallway, and as they walked out of the room, they flipped the radio on and closed the door. And in the hallway, the parents said, "What do you want to tell us?" He said, "Nothing. I want to show you something. Look in that room." And because they flipped the radio on, this little girl was dancing around the room. They said, "There's nothing wrong with your daughter. She's a dancer. She needs to be moving to think." Go put her in some dance classes. Put her in dance school. So they did. Long story short, she went out to the Royal Ballet and met a guy named Andrew Lloyd Webber. And she wrote all the choreography for her first musical called Cats. Then Phantom of the Opera. Now she's a multi-millionaire with her own dance colleges around the world for other kids like her, because one person looked at her like she was gifted, not cursed. And that is a beautiful thing, and that's what you guys are trying to do here, and that's why we came here as well. Oh, now my pocket's starting to vibrate. Here we go. Great presentation. Welcome to a new way of looking at the world plus life. Love it. You guys can keep, by the way, texting and emailing us and stuff like that. We'll get it out. But I want to give one other thing. Is it true so lunch break after this? Yeah? If you see any of us tall guys walking around or anything, this is what we do at the end of every show. We don't sell the kids anything. In fact, we give them all of our music for free. Kids don't buy CDs anymore, but they download the music. We bring enough posters to every show. Which company donated? They printed all the posters for us. Just a picture of us on the front. We have enough for everyone, so we can sign them for the kids and stuff, take pictures with them. Around the outside and the back, there's a link to our Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. We read every comment that the kids write us, but we say this at every school, that we're not counselors. You got staff, you got counselors, talk to somebody. And we always tell them this: if you ever want, let's show you how you can get all our music for free. This is what our website looks like, robbnash.com. On the right, see where it says free song download? You can click there, download all of our songs to the computers from computers. They put them on their phones, their iPods, and all that stuff, right? They're all walking around with earphones in their heads. Why not be that song, right? So all the songs we played for you today are all up there for free. Bunch of songs from other albums there for free as well. All the videos on there if you want to watch them again. Top left, that's a link to our Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Again, even if you guys leave comments for us, that means the world to us. But we say this at every show. If you're ever going through a tough night, students, messaging me on Instagram at 4 a.m., that's not the right thing to do. I'm not a counselor. But see on our website on the left where it says need help right now, if anyone clicks on that, that's a link to Kids Help Phone, and it shows them the phone number they can call where there's counselors available 24/7. We work together with them, and we're hoping to work together with you guys. So, and if you want one of these from us, we'll just be wandering around out here. We all have these on us, so if you want one of these, you can grab them. If you want a business card with Karen's number on it or anything, if you want to talk to Tom, please do. And I just honestly want to say, It was an absolute honor that we got invited here to be a part of this thing, and we hope we get to be a part of your communities in the future. Thank you very much.